Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heads Together. I am Bonnie Low-Kramen, your host, and I'm here with Jennifer Wilner, my assistant. Hello, Jennifer.
Hi, Bonnie. Happy Wednesday. Happy Heads Together.
Yeah, here we are. It's Wednesday, June 16th, 2021. And it looks like life is starting to slowly but surely come back to some, are we ever going to say normal? Not sure.
Different normal.
A different normal. So today this is kind of a cash day, and I want to welcome everyone onto the show who wanted to join with us today for Heads Together. I thought it would be fun to ask Jen some of my rapid fire questions that we usually ask our guests. I realize I'm not sure, Jen, you've ever answered them for everybody. Are you game?
I'm game.
Maybe I'm going to learn something. I've known you for what, 8 years?
Yeah,
8 years. So who's your favorite musical artist or group?
The Beatles.
That's definitely one of mine. Favorite vacation spot?
Georgia, but most specifically St. Simon Island, which I miss so much.
Oh, never been there. I don't think I've been there.
Oh, it's not far from you.
Yeah, right.
Great trip.
And what do you love so much about it?
Well, that's where Nana and my dad had their condo, but it's just so, it's like you're escaping. It's like tropical, but has a quaint little downtown. It's really close to Jekyll Island, where I believe it was the Vanderbilts and the Fords.
So are there big houses there?
Well, yeah, there, but not St. Simon Island. No,
right.
No, it's really sweet.
Well, welcome, Barb. Welcome on to the show today. Happy to have you here with us from Alberta, Canada. I'm asking Jen some of our rapid fire questions so everybody can get to know her a little bit better. So if you could have only one book on a desert island, what would that be, Jen?
Besides Be the Ultimate Assistant.
There you go.
This is my go-to. John Maxwell, How Successful People Think. It's a little book, which I like little books, but it's very helpful. And I've had it for a while.
Okay. And he has a number of books, and that's not usually the one that people pull out, but cool. Right. And your favorite app on your phone?
Ready, Vicky? OneNote.
OneNote. Gotcha. Favorite movie?
National Treasure.
Oh, the one about the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, it's a close tie to The Wizard of Oz, but
oh my gosh, such different films.
Yeah, but I can't get enough of
So
Judy Garland.
Welcome, Barb and Marion. Hi, for 105 in California. It's just nuts over the crazy weather. As I'm asking these questions, today is an open day for whatever questions, comments you've got. I've got a bunch of news that I want to share on the show, but I'm asking Jen some questions. You're welcome to put in your favorite app on your phone or your favorite movie. What's your least favorite sound, Jen?
People chewing loudly.
Okay. And you're a social media expert. That's one of the things we do most often. What's the social media habit that people do that make you crazy?
Improper use of hashtags.
And
they just make them up. First of all, so sometimes people just make them up. They don't even research them. But the other thing,
actually, I do that sometimes.
Don't worry, they get fixed. But people, like, there's rules. So Instagram, you can use like up to 30. Facebook, you can use like 12. LinkedIn, the rule is 3 now to get reach. And people forget that, or don't do the research, that you shouldn't be using all these hashtags.
But what about all these people on LinkedIn and Facebook who tag 1 million people? Is that
not
right to do?
Relevant? If they're not relevant to the conversation, then
Yeah.
I don't think it's appropriate.
I know. You know what? One of these shows you're going to do a presentation on LinkedIn, I think. Welcome, Sylvia. Welcome, Jennifer. Happy you're here. And so one last question for Jen Wilner. Tell us one thing that our audience would never guess about you.
So I'm not sure. Oh, actually, you should know this. So about 15, 16 years ago, I started a business. I became a serial entrepreneur, got my feet wet, and started a company called K9 Confections, and with organic dog biscuits that I made literally in this space in my home basement barkery.
Oh my gosh, is that cute? I've never heard that. That is so cute. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
you have Charles, you have a doggy. Now, do you make organic stuff for him now?
No, poor Charles. He gets shafted.
he gets store-bought stuff, right?
Yeah, he gets extremely healthy stuff, but he doesn't get anything homemade.
A barkery. How cute is that? Oh my gosh. So welcome to everybody. Hi, Linda from Chesterfield, Minnesota. Am I? Michigan? Michigan. I think Michigan. Yeah. Welcome. So, we don't have my guest is Jen today, and we are just going to be talking about some of the things that are in the news just in these last few days. Oh my gosh, there is so much going on in the workplace. So for all of our viewers, I welcome you to put your comments, your questions in the chat. Jen's going to help me manage them. If you have any questions for her, social media questions, she's a LinkedIn guru. She bring it, right? Bring it, right? So I don't know, on Saturday, Lucy Brazier from England, who's now living in Spain, she announced to the world that the Queen of England has designated her the honor of being named OBE by order of the British Empire. She is being honored for her work supporting and educating office professionals. Is that not the coolest thing? Wow. We were messaging back and forth. There will be a ceremony at Buckingham Palace where she will go and receive her OBE. And it's, we're American here. I don't know from OBE, but it sounds super cool. And the Queen of England is going to be there to bestow it. So it sounds pretty important. So those of you who know Lucy and you want to jump on social media and congratulate her, I think it doesn't get much bigger than that. That's a very high civilian honor. There's a lot of news from the workplace, from the job search front that we've been hearing. Interesting information coming from all different sources. Some of my sources are recruiters, some are hiring managers at companies, and they're worried. They're worried about what's being talked about as the turnover tsunami. People are quitting jobs in search of different ones, whether it's the geography, the flexibility. Although I was on a conference this morning where the majority of the assistants said they're loving going back to the office, that they don't want to be at home anymore, that they want to be in this space. The recruiters are worried about how assistants are showing up for interviews. Some are saying that people are showing up in t-shirts, like super casual. Obviously they're doing the interview from home, but super casual, not following up with thank you notes. Like there seems to be, I don't know what, for lack of another word, a lackadaisicalness to the process. And, Marion, I know, has a great new job. Congratulations, Marion Freund. So it's really interesting. And the other piece of that is that companies are realizing that there is a shortage of assistants, and they're not thinking that the degree is so important anymore. Now, this is going to take time to catch on, but, in so many job descriptions, a degree is required. And I think we're going to see less of that. So wondering if there's any input from our listeners today. Jen, you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I think it's refreshing that the degree is not required, because not everybody's a good student, and some people pick up on things quicker.
Well, and in the assistant role, so many are self-taught. Like thousands of assistants have been self-taught. Historically, a degree wasn't really needed, truthfully. But Marion's saying that she dressed up for all of her interviews. It's a must. Your first impression. I know. You're so right, Marion. Even if it's on video, a first impression is a first impression.
Definitely.
And so what I said on the podcast this morning is the assistants who are looking for new work, who are willing to go in at least 3 days a week, if not more, and are willing to be flexible and resilient, as companies, as leaders figure this out, and you show up looking, business casual, you're the ones who are going to be getting employed and making the most money. Brenda is part of the attendee of the School of Continuous Learning. Exactly. Happy you're here, Brenda. Yes, ma'am. We have to be continuously learning. But I mean, where's the disconnect where, assistants are showing up for interviews like in casual, like workout t-shirts? What is that?
I'm wondering if watching the millionaires, like, our Silicon Valley.
Oh, I
hate to say it, but there's so many men leaders that are online doing video and stuff, very casual, that if they're seeing that, but it's not the same thing.
I think that's a really important point. And, so far I've only seen female names on the chat here. It's different for women, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And although I'm not sure that a man showing up in a workout t-shirt would be judged very well either, but I do think that it's accepted more for men than women, for sure. And in our business, some of you might have seen my post on LinkedIn today. I said it happened again, where I have to say I was really annoyed. My day started super annoyed because I received a long email from somebody who I know. And hey, welcome, Dusty. There's our man on the show today. I received an email this morning from someone who's looking for new work with a resume attached. And in this very long message, not once did the words please or thank you appear in her message.
Wow.
And I felt so annoyed. First of all, we teach that at B2A. I mean, manners matter, don't they?
Huge.
It's not old school. It's not old fashioned. You're asking somebody to do something for you. Don't you think please and thank you are appropriate? I'm admitting it. I deleted it. It's like, wow. To me, that says how a person would behave on the job. It's presumptuous. It's a lot of adjectives. So, well, I welcome your comments to that. Do please and thank you matter to you all?
Holy cow, yes.
Employee saying that some individuals are turning down or interviews due to low pay. Linda, great. Actually, I think that's great. If assistants are doing the research, the market research on what a role should be paid, this is good news for the profession, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Dusty. Manners do matter for sure. David, hey, welcome. I don't know if you're in England or Israel today, but really happy to have you here. And you're a recruiter. Manners absolutely matter. They're so important. What was I just saying?
Manners matter, and
please and thank you. Oh my
please
God.
thank you.
So now one of the pieces of news out there is what's going to happen with dress codes when people are going back into the office? Are your companies putting forth any guidance on dress codes? For a year and a half, most people have been in sweatpants and slippers, and I can understand.
And a whole bunch of COVID weight going on. People talking about my work clothes don't fit.
Yeah. Well, got it. What does Rosemary have to say, Jen?
Rosemary says, dressed up, makeup, hair, and all for a Zoom interview. I sat straight, looked at the camera, realized it was a phone interview all along. We feel for you, Rosemary.
Oh, well.
But yeah.
All right. Well,
thank you. Never
good experience, I guess, Jen. Exactly. You'll never do that again. What is with it's got to be please and thank you. How simple is that? So last week on Heads Together, we had the hour session about the whole hourly versus salary debate. That we had a record number of people on the call for that episode, for that show last week, and it's been replayed many, many, many times. I just wanted to invite anybody on this call, if you're curious, if you still have any questions. I've been fielding questions all week since that episode. It's been a very big deal, and I'm happy to tell you that a few students have brought that information to their HR directors and gotten increases because of the data. That's what I was saying before, is Linda was saying how people have been refusing or respectfully declining opportunities because of low pay. What I'm hearing is that salaries are going to be going up for high value employees. That's how HR is referring to you when you are bringing the skills and the flexibility and the things that they need now to stabilize the company, and you're showing up, business casual, the way that, the culture of the company is expecting. We hear from a lot of assistants pulling down 6-figure salaries and deserving every penny of it, but you have to show up, and bring the skills every single day. Edwina, that's a hard no. Is Edwina, I'm wondering if your point is it's hard to turn it down. What I'm hearing is that salaries are going to be going up because of the shortage of assistants, the shortage of talented skilled assistants who are willing to go into the office at least 3 days a week. I'm reading about the turnover tsunami. They're talking about the turnover of staff tsunami, people leaving jobs in favor of other different, better ones. And they're talking about the YOLO economy, YOLO, you only live once. People are making choices in order to keep having dinner with their families at night, and the work-life balance that's coming into play. Dusty has a comment in there, I think, Jen.
Yeah, Dusty's been back in the office for about 2 weeks. No weeks, voluntary. Now, voluntary. C-suite executives have all commented on a more relaxed dress code and are very supportive. For the first time in almost 20 years, I've not been wearing a tie in the office. Strange but freeing change. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm reading that too. And of course, it's summertime. Mm-hmm. Dress for your day is the guidance. Oh, okay. I think that, there's a lot of protocols, a lot of rules that are changing by the day, and those decisions are being made now. And so I know many of you have heard me say it before. If you have an opinion about some of these rules that are being made, now's the time to speak up. Um, we're seeing an uptick in EA positions in the Twin Cities, in Minneapolis, St. Paul. Strong talent is very hard to find right now, and I think we'll see this continue through next year. That is Josh Bersin, the HR guru on LinkedIn, Bersin, if you want to follow him. He's calling this right now the calm before the storm. The calm before the storm, that we are months away from, really feeling the talent shortage that is going to be happening. And I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it from recruiters and hiring managers. I got a call today saying, what is going on with these candidates showing up so inappropriately? And, like, what has been forgotten here? So Brenda has a comment about flip-flops.
Oh, right. Oh, Brenda says flip-flops at work if you're a lifeguard. Exactly.
What are you seeing as the top few skill sets EAs need to harness in the next normal? Thanks, Dusty, for that. Okay, so I was on a call yesterday with the on-demand group that we have, and we had a CIO on the call, Chief Information Officer, and he told us what's keeping him up at night is cybersecurity and cyber hacking, because the hackers are getting smarter. And, we remember that back in March of 2020, in 5 minutes, you were told, go home, go work at home. Well, where were the systems to keep your data safe? One of the things he said, and Jen, feel free to jump in because you were on the call, you would remember.
Yeah.
He was saying that it's really important to keep your personal email very separate from your business email. Hackers are figuring it out,
Right.
The bots, the spoofers, the phishers, and phishing emails are getting more sophisticated. So that's a big concern. So that skill, if you have the IT skill and you're really interested in that, that's a way to really up your game in your company. The other skill, what was there something else you remember, Jen? From
I remember him saying that don't forward your business emails to your personal email.
Right.
And
yeah,
don't remember the other skill off the top of my head.
The HR is, the spotlight is on HR right now. Because so many of the decisions about the workplace reentry are falling on them. Assistants our move is to offer assistance with their process if needed and wanted, like with onboarding. People are being onboarded virtually and in person, and a lot of assistants enjoy that process. So HR is going to be needing help.
Definitely.
They may not know it yet. I mean, there is a trend that I'm reading about that more and more companies are looking towards bringing in a chief of staff, a chief of administrative staff, somebody to wrangle the administrative team for not only hiring, but training and performance reviews. HR is just so overwhelmed, they can't handle it all. So I think this is what Josh Bersin is talking about, the calm before the storm. Like it's brewing now, and we just haven't seen it explode yet.
Brenda is saying she literally just received another notification in her inbox from IT regarding attacks using our MFA.
Brenda, help us with what MFA means. Because I'm not sure, other than Masters of Fine Arts, which I know that doesn't mean that. The cyber issue is super important to be focusing on. And what I said to the CIO yesterday was that, and I'm hearing this from assistants, you can tell me, the IT department may have a great system for keeping data safe, but if people aren't educated about it, then it's not any good. And that's what's keeping these IT leaders up at night. Having, you've all heard about, Jason Weisenthal was sharing about cryptocurrency and how, hackers, you'll get a screen on your computer. They'll say, we have captured your contact list. You have to pay us a certain amount of money in Bitcoin, whatever. It stands for multi-factor authentication. Got it. Right. So oftentimes we get the choice. Do you want a 2-factor authentication? Do you have to use your fingerprint or your eyeballs or whatever? It's getting so much more complicated.
So complicated. And changing passwords. Passwords, right?
What did he say? What did he say about changing passwords, Jen? Do you remember?
Oh, wow.
60 to 90 days.
60 to 90 days, yes.
The CIO said at his company, they advise, and it's a pain in the butt, we know that, but to change passwords 60 to 90 days, that's the best way to combat hacking. But in addition, he says they send out tests for phishing and spoofing emails, and that if the staff clicks on the links, they're immediately sent to a training page that they have to do mandatory training on how to identify hacking emails.
Right.
I mean, this is a big deal. This is a very big deal.
Yeah. Vicky has a great segment in BTUA.
Thank you.
On that. I mean, and the example that she showed that I saw was, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
That lots of people could miss it.
If anybody is interested in Be the Ultimate Assistant on demand or virtual, or we're going to be in Houston and Colorado Springs, we would love to have you. I'm just checking my notes about what all of the things that are happening in the world in just a few days. Any other questions, comments, favorite movies, or tell us what you're worried about. Is there anybody on this call who's, I bring that up because of the podcast this morning. We did a poll asking people how they were feeling about their work right now. And the word that came, how you do a word cloud, and the word that is the most responded to, goes big. And the word was anxious. People were anxious and stressed and, just not totally at peace. So I wonder if we have anybody sitting there eager or interested in sharing regarding the workplace. What are you worried about? You worried about anything, Jen?
I mean, I have an 18-year-old, so I'm always worried about something.
You know what they say, little kids, little problems, big kids, big problems.
Yeah. But no, but I mean, in all seriousness, on the entrepreneurial side of things, we always have to be like one step ahead. So, what can we take from what happened and use it for, not, like you say, not the when, but not the if, but when the when.
I think that's absolutely true. The conventional wisdom is that there's going to be a next time. There's going to be a next
something
virus. Hopefully it'll be solved way quicker than this one. But look at the extreme weather. Marion is saying that she's in 105-degree weather in Northern California. And I heard from somebody in Colorado today, and they're sweltering at 100 degrees. Like, what? So we've got natural disasters. That would be a natural disaster. People are going to die from this extreme heat, but we know the weather is getting more extreme. It seems that way. And we know that assistants are on the front lines when these things happen. I'm sitting in Florida, and of course, it's hurricane central down here. Brenda has a comment, and so does Barb. Jen?
So for me, I've onboarded to my new org during COVID, and it's going to feel strange meeting them all face to face after all this time. The oddness won't last, but it's different.
Yeah. Brenda, you'll have to keep coming back and telling us how that is. That's the newness of what everybody's going to be dealing with. Really interesting. And then what does Barb have on her mind?
Barb's concerned about getting all her tasks complete in only 7.25 hours. When I go back to the office, rather than starting 2 hours early and working sporadically through the evening.
Mm-hmm. Well, Barb, I hope if you ask or you want to, that they'll be fine with you working at home a couple of days a week. Maybe that would ease up, but I can understand that. That's a totally legit concern. And especially if they don't want you to take overtime and, vis-a-vis our conversation last week with the hourly versus salary conversation. You know what that points out, ladies and gentlemen, is the need for honesty, transparency, accountability between HR and leaders and assistants so that we can all be upfront. This morning on the podcast, an assistant was saying that she is able to work at home whenever she has a need. And my follow-up question to her was, without guilt? You get to do it without guilt. Everybody's cool with it. That's the difference, isn't it? That you not only get to do it, but that you don't have to fret that anybody is thinking badly of you or somebody's thinking you're slacking or, that we can do a number on our imaginations.
Another course for being anxious.
Jennifer's saying that she gets so much more work at home without distraction. But Jennifer, 5 days a week? Do you want it 5 days a week, or would 3 days be just perfect? A lot of assistants I'm hearing saying, 3 days would be fine to work either, a 2-3 combo. Well, here we are at a half an hour. It went fast, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Yeah. So next Wednesday, June 23rd, I have invited Ike Saunders onto the program, and it is Pride Month, Gay Pride Month. And Ike is an openly gay executive assistant based in Chicago, and he works for the Kennedy family. And so he is coming on the show, and we have a really fun set of questions designed for him. Let's take this last comment from Dusty, Jen.
Sure. There we go. Being in the office has caused more restrictions with my time, and I really need to focus when I'm here, hoping to turn hybrid with 3 days per week in the office.
Yeah. So thanks, Dusty. I think we need to keep talking with each other about what's working and what's not working, because just remember, this is unprecedented. We've never done this before. So that it's going to be messy. So what I'm hearing is that the assistants ready to tolerate the mess for a while, and the ones who just kind of go with it, hey, what do we need? And to say what you need are really going to be making the bucks. And it's just keep watching to see what's happening here, and checking the job postings, because they're coming in fast and furious. I can tell you that. Okay. So I thank you for being with us today, Jen. Thank you for
my pleasure
jumping in, and
it was fun.
We will see you next Wednesday at 3 p.m. We hope that you will check out all the free resources on betheultimateassistant.com. There's information about workplace bullying and anti-racism resources. All of these materials, the classes we teach, that I teach, Be the Ultimate Assistant with Vicki Sokol-Evans, all designed to support you to excel at the very highest levels in the workplace. So all kinds of ways to join us. Check out the replays on YouTube. And if any of that material really mattered to you, I hope you will share it with your colleagues and with HR and with your leaders, if that's how you, who you feel should see these materials. So with that, I thank you all for being here and hope to see you next Wednesday.
Take care.
Bye,
Have a good week, everybody.